In this video, I'm going to be removing people and objects from photos using the Inpainting Brush Tool in Affinity Photo on the iPad. Hello and welcome. Andrew Goodman here, and this is a bit of a follow-up video to my How to Remove Anything tutorial of 2 videos ago. But this time, instead of us doing the work, Affinity Photo will be doing the heavy lifting, as we'll be using the Inpainting Brush Tool, which acts a bit like the Content Aware Fill tool in Photoshop. In today's tutorial, I'll be using 2 photos as examples, and I'll be teaching you how to import photos, how to use the Inpainting Brush Tool, a look at the History Studio, a quick clone brush example, lots of examples using the Inpainting Brush Tool, the Studio Pin tool, more examples using a second photo with the Inpainting Brush Tool, and much more. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's just bounce into Affinity Photo. And you'll notice since my last video that I've been a bit busy with some work. I'll maybe just click into it. I did a Star Wars poster for Star Wars Day 2022. That's how it looks. If you watch my last video, you'll see a wee bit more about this, and I'll talk a wee bit more about it, and I'll probably come back to it in future videos. This was all created in Affinity Photo, and there's so much to learn from this. There's so many things I could teach. So you'll probably see this poster again soon. But for today, we're gonna click on our wee plus icon and we're gonna import from photos. Would you like to select more photos or keep the current selection? Keep the current selection, and I'll go into recents, and we're gonna go into this here photo. 2 videos ago, Larry from Oregon sent us a fantastic photo. In the same batch, he sent this photo, and it's just a stunning photo, and the colors of it and just location, it just looks absolutely stunning. I love this photo, and really, I don't need to do anything to it, but for today's purposes, I am going to do something for it. So we're going to look at the Inpainting brush. The Inpainting brush is a bit like Photoshop's Content Aware. It's a bit different, but it does a similar job. 2 videos ago, we looked at the clone brush, the healing brush, the patch tool, and very briefly the red eye tool, but we missed out in the Inpainting brush, so we're going to spend a bit of time in that to see what all it can do with this example and another example. For this brush, again, the context menu comes down at the bottom. What we're going to try and do is take away nearly every person from this photo, so I want a brush size that isn't too big, a bit controllable. Normally I bring hardness down to 0%, but for this case, I'm actually going to put it at 50, and you can see it visually here that it's not as soft, and I think that works out well. I'll maybe show you an example of the difference and why I use just not as soft. It's still pretty soft at 50%. If I make the hardness completely 0%, and if I just try to take away this person, that's a very good job actually, but it's still a wee. We'll try and do another one because that done such a good job. I wasn't just expecting it to do just that good a job. And sometimes it can be a wee bit patchy. If 2 fingers to undo, I'll bring the hardness. Again, as everything in Affinity Photo, you can rub your finger and change the hardness, click in it and put in a figure. In this case, there's a few shortcuts, and I just want 50%. So I'll bring the brush size down to around 47, and I'm not being too precious. I'm just going around this here person, and I think that's a pretty good job. I'll maybe just touch up this wee bit because it looks a wee bit of a harder edge, and I think that's really good. I'll try this shadow, and then this here person. I might be tempted just to get these wee pumpkin bits too, just because look at that. That's really nice. And we're on a roll here, so we'll keep going. And again, it's not that this photo needs these people removed, but it's a good demonstration, although that there didn't do just as good a job. So if that happens, we can do 2 fingers and try it again, or I'll maybe just try to go over the bit that it didn't work for as well, and that's much better, and then that just leaves this shadow, and within really just a few seconds, those people disappeared. We'll go to the history tool, and by using this wee slider, that's what we have now. And unless you knew people was there, I don't think you'd be looking for it. There's a bit of a red kind of smudge here which doesn't appear anywhere else, so I might just be tempted just to go over that. And that's taking that away. Once you look closer, you can see this bit of grass duplicated. So if I just maybe try one of these, and it's still duplicating it, so I'll maybe try a bigger bit. And it's still duplicating it a wee bit. And you don't really notice, I'm really being picky, but in a situation like this, I might go into, what will I go into? The clone brush maybe. So if you remember from 2 videos ago, you just one finger press, and then that'll take it from there, and that just mixes it up just a wee bit more. It's just, again, not that people's going to be looking at that. They're going to take one look at this photo, and they're not going to go, hey, look at that point right there. That looks like a slight duplication or something. There's something fishy going on there. They're just going to look at that photo and go, wow. And that's a really nice job. So that's what we had. And I'm happy with that. We'll go back to the Inpainting brush again. And there's a few people here. I like these horses. I don't think we'll take these horses away because that's really cool. It's just the people in the pumpkin patch, which we'll take away. And again, I'm going to bring this brush down just so we take away this person, just a person at a time. That's really good. Yeah, that's, you'd never know with that. And again, these 2 people. Oops. 2 fingers to undo if you do make a mistake. And yeah, you'd never know. And let's see, while we're on a roll, it's actually, it's a lot of fun doing this. You can kind of get carried away because you're nearly looking for people. You're looking for things to remove or to see how good of a job it can do. And it comes to the end of a photo, and you're a wee bit disappointed when you've kind of taken out everything you can. So slight duplication there. I don't think anyone would notice, but again, just by going over it for a quick second, and we'll take away we'll unpin that. I had that pinned, so if you pin any of these studios, it stays open while you do the work. I'm just going to unpin it, and then if I click on it, if I unpin it, and then it'll disappear there. And look at that, within seconds, using the Inpainting brush, that's the photo with no people in the pumpkin patch, and it looks really, really well. There's something up here. Is that a wee sign? I've just seen that wee white sign, and it's slightly annoyed me. Again, that's the thing about this Inpainting brush. You start to look for things that you don't need taken away, but let me go in a wee bit closer, bring it down a wee bit. You start to look for things that just catch your eye. Again, this here, is this something, maybe some kind of electrical box or something? And you don't need to do these things, but you kind of want to. Or I certainly want to. And that's us. What a photo. Thank you, Larry, again for sending it. And again, we'll just go into the History Studio. That's what we had. That's what we have now. And you can even see that wee white mark that, and the wee electric box, the people, you go into the background and go mad, but we won't do it on this occasion. Just for the last time, all the people in the pumpkin patch, and then you'd never know they were there. Brilliant photo, thank you. And just on that note, if anybody has photos they'd like to send in that I can maybe touch up, or they're finding trouble with something, contact me in the comments below. I can't guarantee you I'll do anything, but if you allow me to do a tutorial on it, if I have time, or if it kind of fits in with the schedule I'm working on for these YouTube videos, it'd be great to see, because you don't get countryside like this in Northern Ireland. Well, you do, but you don't get the pumpkins like this and those lovely red barns. So it's nice to see different places, and it's nice to work on different photos. And from Oregon in the United States, we're going to my front garden. So we'll just go back and we'll go to the plus symbol again. And again, we're going to be using the Inpainting brush. Import from photos. recent. And I'm going to bring up this photo and I'm going to talk about it slightly and then tell you what it turned into, or I'll maybe tell you what it turned into beforehand. One of the first videos I did in this channel was a bit of a time lapse, a bit of a screen record of this here taking place. So if you wanna go back, you can view that to see my whole process where I recorded the screen and very quickly zoomed in, kind of speed art of it transforming into the photo you're about to see. So for the first day of school, 2021, I have 3 kids. I wanted to do something a wee bit different. I wanted to have our kids in our front garden of our house kind of, us celebrating the fact they were going back to school and them doing something quirky. So I'm going to bring up the photo of, there we go, of what it turned into. And it's such a difference. And this was all made in Affinity Photo. So the photo we're going to work on very slightly is just myself and my wife. There was no flames, there was no confetti stuff. My 2 sons and daughter wasn't there. These were each separate photos, and if you go to that previous video, you can kind of see me working through the thing. The Inpainting brush was used a lot in this photo. The grass is one of the things you'll see. I'll just maybe flick between the two. So obviously there's a bit of colour correcting the kids were put in, but you can see this grass. Now, I'm not a gardener. I know very little about gardens, and in my complete wisdom, I knew I was going to take this photo, but a few days before I took this photo, I decided I'm going to kill some of these weeds. There were some weeds in the garden, and whether that was a good idea or not, it was a bad idea for the photo because I had to take this photo with the garden, not looking too pretty, and I had to do something about it. But I don't even think I should have used weed killer on that. But this isn't a gardening tutorial. This isn't a gardening channel, and it never will be because my gardening skills are horrendous. But my Affinity Photo skills aren't too bad. So we're going to take this garden and make it into this here. We'll maybe not do the stripes today, but that's the amazing thing about Affinity Photo and Photoshop too, in fairness, where you can have a garden that's looking not great and then touch it up, make it look as if it's a lovely, nicely cut lawn. And in reality, that was not the case at all. We're going to use the Inpainting brush. Again, it's just with this wee clone brush down at the second from bottom. Inpainting the width we'll start down the bottom. No, we'll start down the bottom. Again, two fingers to pinch in and out, and 2 fingers to move around the canvas. And we'll maybe go for around 119. Yeah, 50% hardness, and we'll just boom. Boom. And I'll not make the noise boom every time I remove something. Sometimes it takes a wee bit longer to calculate, and that's okay. And suddenly, from my dodgy gardening skills, you can see this garden is getting a lot better. If only gardening was this easy, or if only it was this easy for me anyway. And just why I'm doing this, useless information you don't know, but I've actually some grass seed I have to put down at the minute, so that's a job for this week too. I'm just taking in wee patches. I'll try and do that quite a big patch. That's pretty good. Again, a lot of this stuff when the kids go into this photo, you'll not see, and there's just a few wee duplicates there, so I'll maybe take a larger chunk to try to, still duplicating a wee bit, just to try to get rid of it. Again, you'll not really notice it, but a wee bit of muck there. It's really relaxing doing this too. It's really good fun. I know it probably wasn't meant to put weed killer in my garden, but for the purposes of this video and this YouTube channel, it worked out well. And then hopefully when we zoom out, we'll see the magic of this Inpainting brush. A few more wee bits. So there's it zoomed out, and me being picky, I'll probably even just go over these wee bits of grass, because it takes It takes so little time to do. I'm just looking at wee bits of muck, and again, you'll probably not see a lot of this, but just and look at that. That's what we have. That's what we had. What a horrendous garden. I mean, unbelievable difference. Unbelievable. And that really didn't take long to do. In another tutorial, I am going to show you how I made my lawn look even better by doing the two-tone colours, because it really makes the lawn look, it really makes it pop when you do that. And I maybe probably brought the greens up too a wee bit. So we'll go back to Affinity Photo, but I'm not done yet because there's a few other things. This is nearly like spot the difference between this photo and the final one. I'll just maybe give you just a few seconds just for fun. If you have a look at this photo and to see what else, using the Inpainting brush, I removed. So just a few seconds, just to have a wee look. Look at the walls, look at the plants. Is there anything else? And then we'll go back to the photo. It's really hard when it's not side by side, but I'll just point it out now. So you can see up here, and these are small things, but when you're doing photos, the small things turn into big things. We got insulation, or kind of, I don't know the technical term for this. You can leave me in the comments what this procedure is actually called, but we got our walls drilled and pumped full of stuff for insulation into the cavity of the wall. So it left these marks, and you wouldn't really see it. There's a flower pot here with maybe a sticker on it. I think you can't see it in the final thing, but I think I removed the next door neighbour stickers up here. I think I cleaned up these wee bits in the wall, and I think some of the spouting I cleaned up too. So with just those few wee things in mind, we'll go back to the previous photo. You can see the spouting's cleaned up. I actually took out the whole back of this. There's a set of garages here, so I thought that would be nicer just taking them out and putting the sky, although I'm not too happy with the sky, but that's a different story. We took out these holes up here, and you can't see the plant pot, or you can't see the stickers. But it's really just, when you're doing a photo, it's as I kind of say, the wee things turn into big things. You maybe didn't notice those, but now that I've pointed them out, you can notice them. The grass, we'll remove them, and then we'll do it before and after just to show you, just because it really doesn't take too long. So we've got the Inpainting brush, and we'll go over here, and we'll take over that. Again, we'll just see what happens here if we go straight down here, and that just blends it in so much nicer. If only building was this easy. Again, at one stage this was a full window, and it was just removed to build up a bit of a wall and make another window. And look at that, like that's, again, these wee spots you maybe don't notice. So maybe try and do that one again. Looks okay. Even this wire, we'll try and bring it right down. And this is where you get into the territory of artistic license, which means more or less I'm cheating. My house doesn't actually look this well, and if I ever go to sell it, well, I know there's a few people that do real estate photos that watch this channel, so you probably wouldn't get away with doing anything like this, because if you have your photos on your website selling your house, and then they come to view the house and go, where's these holes, and your garden didn't look like this, you might get into a bit of trouble. But very quickly, again, it's a lot of fun. Well, I know this didn't show up in the final thing, but we'll maybe just see what we can do here. Just don't tell my neighbours. And this is like magic. Is there anything? I'm nearly looking for things to do now. Is there anything else we can do, is there anything I did on this? We'll do a quick before and after. That's what we had. That's what we have now. And the garden's one thing, but if you take away the garden and just look at all these wee bits that only took seconds to do, the difference is crazy. The holes in the wall, the stickers, the plant pot, even just the spouting here and these here bits, really nice. If I ever show photos again, you'll half wonder what's real and what's not. So I think that's going to do us for this tutorial. The Inpainting Brush, absolutely brilliant tool, and it's really powerful. We can use the Inpainting Brush, or we can use the patch tool, healing brush, clone brush, and with those few tools we can do an awful lot. In future tutorials we will. Brilliant tool. So there you have it. Hopefully you found this video useful and helpful, and if it was, please like this video, please subscribe, as I'll be bringing out more videos like this every week. Feel free to comment below if you've any thoughts or questions about this video, or if there's anything else you would like me to cover in the future. If you like this video, you might also want to check out this video where I show you how to use the clone brush tool, the patch tool, and the healing brush. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.